Okay, so now I got this forged out. Actually went a lot better than I thought it would. Never done something quite like this before, and yeah, actually there's a lot more steel than I anticipated. So anyway, so I got kind of a base, combat knife shape drawn out. I probably won't grind any like fullers or anything, not fullers, fullers into it. Sorry, it's been a long day. Into it. I was going to, but I think I'm just gonna keep it simple for now. But if I do anything in the future, I'll probably do that. But kind of refine the shape just a little bit. I don't want it to be too thin down here, but either way, it shouldn't take much to do. Then have to, there it goes, grind my bevels in, sand it out, and hopefully be ready to heat treat. I got it pretty close, so it shouldn't take much. She says, no, it's probably gonna take a lot longer than I think. Okay, so I have everything shaped, heat treated, tempered, all of it. Now I just have to, finish the handle and of course sharpen it because this is not very sharp. So what I'm gonna do is I put these handle scales on, just some oak. Nothing fancy. I'm not even gonna see it because I'm gonna cover it up once I'm done. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of trim off some of the excess. Another thing I like about oak, you can do that pretty easily. Although it does chip easily, so that's why I only really use it if I'm gonna cover it up. Because if I mess it up, then I have to start over. And I've had to do that, it's not fun. But once I get this kind of trimmed up a little bit with a chisel, just kind of remove the bulk. I'm gonna take my angle grinder with a flap disc and just kind of give it a little bit of shape. I wish this would stay in. Okay, so for this I want to try something new that I've never done before, and that's by giving it like a leather wrap handle, and not like your typical just like wrapping your handle with like leather cord or like strips of leather. I've done that a few times, not a lot, but a few. But I want to like stitch the leather on. So what I did is I just took some typical saran wrap, wrapped my handle in it just because it's wood and it already got wet from sanding out the blade. So what I'm going to do is I had it soaked in water and just kind of started shaping it. So once I get kind of close to what I want to get, I'm going to basically just tie it off some paracord and let it sit for, probably until I get to it tomorrow because it's already late and I have to work in the morning. But let it sit and then punch the holes and then stitch it together after it's kind of dried and hopefully is close to where I want it to. And I'm clearing my living room floor. My furnace is about to kick on. So I'm going to finish shaping this up and I'll get back to you once I start stitching it. So there's a certain point in a lot of projects where I think, oh, this is going to be easy. I'll just get it, done in, 30 minutes and it'll be all good. This is one of those. I do this every time I work with leather and forget how much of a pain in the ass working with leather is. So I basically got the shape I wanted, more or less. Got my holes punched out, opened them up a little bit, just so that way they use the stitch, and started stitching them and realized that this is going to take forever. So I'm just basically just doing essentially a shoelace pattern. Some of them might find in most shoes or boots, and just kind of going under and then over the next way and then just bouncing back and forth. So I'm going to keep doing that, and then I'm just going to pull it tight because I think that's the only way I'm going to be able to do it since I'm stitching on a solid object. I've never done this before and was kind of curious how it would work. And I figured with this type of knife, it would be about the best. So hopefully it'll still work. It's just going to take me a while. Okay, finally got this finished. Kind of gave it just a dark antique leather look. I think that really completes the kind of apocalyptic-ish look of the knife. Every time I go to film, my furnace kicks on. Maybe I shouldn't sit on my living room floor and doing this. My back would probably thank me. But yeah, it's kind of a cool little knife. I kind of want to do something similar, but since railroad spikes aren't really the best knife material, I mean, they're all right, probably better than anything you get at Walmart, which is where most people I know get their knives. But take like a piece of 1095 and like forge weld it in, so that I have like a really hard edge while still keeping like the railroad spike knife look. Or I guess if I were to do this, I could probably just make a handle with a railroad spike and, make the blade just 1095. But either way, this is kind of a fun little build. Just see what I can do. I haven't done anything like this, and it's been a while since I made railroad spike knives. So, yeah, it's time to go out and have some fun with it.